Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Tuesday market webcast. Okay, so, the title of this webcast is World Halted, Election Pending. So today's the day. I think you've got the tale of two market existences. It's whatever it's going to be before we get the first indication of what's going to happen, and then it's going to be the reaction to that. So think of, FOMC and jobs reports and, whatever other big piece of news you want all wrapped into one. There's going to be some significant volatility tonight as we go through. I'll be very interested to see what today brings. Yesterday, they tried to break it out. They tried to break it down. We ended up closing on the opening print for the regular session. Or I think a tick below it. So both sides tried to assert themselves yesterday during the regular session. Neither side was successful. The bulls ultimately won the day, and they've certainly won the Globex. And they've been able to walk it up basically to the 9-day here and the new monthly pivot at 33.48 overnight. They printed 49.75, it looks like. Hourly chart, see the monthly pivot here. So a couple looks at 49.75. They printed this, they come down and they do this higher low. This is they tried to break it out, didn't work. You had two looks at 23. They brought it down as deep as 72. They couldn't get that done, and they created a higher low there. Once in that 3 o'clock hour or 2 o'clock hour, 3 o'clock hour, it was able to get back on top of the hourly midband and stay there. It's been a fairly steady walk since. Getting involved in that trade, and we did in and around 92, it took a lot of doing. We were in a 79.5 one that looked pretty good before that, and that was basically, it forced us to flip, and there was a big battle from 90 to 94. So these moves are not easy to get into. They take multiple entries. You typically have to flip, and then, once it pushes away, it's fine. But, everything looks great 8 hours later. It's still a very whippy tape on the inflections, and a very unreliable tape as far as entries are concerned. I think that's going to normalize as we get later in the week. I think we have to get through this piece of news. And then don't forget, Thursday you have FOMC, and Powell's doing a press conference. And then Friday you have jobs. So there's all kinds of stuff going on this week. Whether that's all overshadowed by what happens tonight, I have no idea. So as we head into today, you've got monthly pivot here, you've got weekly pivot support, monthly pivot resistance. We've still got 2.5 hours before we open. And then we'll see if it wants to be a little more directional today during the day. I have a very hard time imagining that it is, though. Everybody's going to be kind of hedging their bets for tonight, and I would expect it to be fairly whippy again with some false breaks here and there in both directions as we get through today and then into, what everybody wants to figure out, which is tonight. As far as tonight is concerned, what I would say, we love trading the election, and typically, knock on wood, it's gone well for us. What I would say is you have to imagine the highest volatility environment. It's going to be that way. I would be very careful if you're a newer trader touching this thing. It's going to give a huge number of head fakes that are going to want to suck you in. You need to make sure that you're getting reliable data from your broker. You need to make sure your platform is executing reliably. If the answer is no to any of those questions, then just don't do it. Go do something else. If that means you turn your computer off and do something else, then turn your computer off and go do something else. I swear to God, this thing will be open tomorrow, and it'll be volatile. So be very careful playing around in the market tonight. That's my, not everybody, there's more people that watch this who are not in the room than are. And my suggestion for the general public out there, futures traders, is watch your ass tonight. It only takes one. And if you're not doing it with disaster stops and you're not using the methods that we use, you're in the wind. So be very careful. Very careful. Like I said, it'll be open all week. It'll be open all week. If you get resolution tonight, and that's a gigantic if, but if you get resolution tonight, I would imagine it's going to pick some kind of direction, kind of like last year, or maybe get directional and then get directional in the other way. No way to tell, no way to predict. It's tea leaves, and if somebody tells you they know how it's going to pan out, run far, far away, because they don't know shit. I don't either. The only thing I do know is that it's going to be incredibly volatile, and there are probably going to be some platforms and some data stuff that can't handle the volatility. And if your broker or your platform can't tell you what price is, you don't trade. Period. You don't trade. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll talk to you then. Should be interesting. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princeton Trader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.